everybody please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Okay, thank you. We need to approve the agenda, approve the minutes of the last meeting. Do I have a motion to accomplish both matters?
Motion. Second.
Motion and a second. Any other questions? Additions or deletions or corrections on the minute? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by approval. Thank you. All right. All right, information items.
All right, so the first item we have on here is the Board Member Appreciation Week. And so we wanted to recognize that Governor Kemp has designated March the 8th to the 14th as School Board Member Appreciation Week. And the proclamation is attached to the agenda, and I think you also have a copy in front of you. But we also wanted to show, on behalf of Dr. McMullen and the entire Jefferson City School staff, we'd just like to also say thank you for everything y'all do, all the hard work y'all put in, all the time and effort to make this school system so special. And you can see in front of you, you have several gifts. One of those gifts is from the school system, and then also GSBA has provided a gift for you, and I believe each one of the schools has also given y'all a gift. And so y'all can tell that y'all are well loved, and the thank you runs deep.
Thank y'all.
We appreciate it. Thank y'all. Okay, and then you got one from Gina D.
Yes, sir. I'd like to bring up Ms. Jenna D. Barker of the Jefferson School System Foundation. She's the executive director there, and I think she's got some gifts.
I don't have gifts for y'all. I have gifts for the school, but next time I will bring y'all something. Each year, the foundation, the Jefferson School System Foundation, provides a per student gift back to our schools. And this year, we are doing what we did last year, which is $4 per student that goes directly back to the principals. And the principals get to decide what they would like to do with these gifts. And that's always an exciting, I like to hear always ask them what they're going to do with their gifts this year. And just a couple things, the elementary is going to do some sensory bins for their dragon play. And the academy is going to do some field trips, scholarships, and classroom book purchases. The middle school, I can't wait to see. They're going to do a new courtyard in their new, behind the media center. They're going to give students an inviting place to learn and read and maybe have lunch outside, because it's such a pretty area over there. If you haven't gone to see the new renovations at the middle school, make sure you go by there. The high school is doing attendance incentives. I mean, they sounded really good. So, they get pizza, gift cards, all kinds of stuff. But these grants are a great example of how our community helps support our school system and giving back. So we appreciate that, and we appreciate all our donors for giving and allowing us to be able to do this as well. And it's right around 17,000, so it's a good amount. Yes. So you're welcome. We will start with elementary. You had got the real check. Just a second.
Oh, that's not real. Science.
You can hold it for 1 second. High school.
Jenny's like, I'm not next.
Yeah. And middle school. and the academy. And we just actually, they said they were doing some field trips. We actually the foundation just did a big grant to them for one of their big 4th grade field trips to Rock Eagle, and we just did in 5th grade to the Rock Lobsters, which was
Huge.
it was huge. It was so much fun. I got to go on that one, so it was a lot of fun. But thank y'all.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Barton. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Let's go around.
All right.
Staff recognition.
Yes, sir. We've got several recognitions this afternoon, and we always enjoy this part of it. First up is our Spelling Bee Award winners, and we have Miss Jody Stevens that's going to go over those winners for us. She heads up this for the school system.
So today we have our Spelling Bee winner and our runner-up. We have Miss Annalyn Goldie, a 6th grader, who was our runner-up. And Oliver Dyer, a 7th grader, was our winner. And last month, Oliver went on to the regional competition and placed in the top 10.
Wow.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Stevens.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Congratulations on your actual spelling award.
He was trying to think of
They were quite impressive that day. We went several rounds. Band. Yep. Next up, we have a band recognition, and Mr. Nick Golding, our director, is going to present those award winners for us.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have the All-State Band every year here in the state of Georgia, and I think the number of students who get selected from that out of the full audition is extremely low. The percentage is extremely low. So these students, they go through a rigorous audition process where they have to learn etudes, they have to learn a bunch of scales, and then they sight read in front of judges that are behind the screen. And if they make district honor band, but they get high enough score, they qualify to move on to the second round. And then on the second round, you just take the top however many kids for each ensemble. We actually had 4 kids get selected this year. One of them couldn't be here. He's on the FPLA trip right now. But that was Caleb Leslie. He was principal trumpet in the 11-12 orchestra. And then we have Juan Sanchez over here, who made it on bass clarinet, and Jackson Swansea, who made it on flute, and then Josiah Tedder, who made it here on trumpet. And then we have another student here, Carter Anderson, won the Georgia Music Educator Association composition competition. So we have hundreds of students who submit compositions from across the state. A panel of evaluators listen to these compositions, and then the students rehearse their music with a small ensemble that they put together, and they get to perform it at our annual in-service conference with all the music educators from across the state. And Carter won that competition with a beautiful composition. So really proud of all these guys. This is all individual effort. This is work that they put in outside of school on their own. So these are honors that they definitely achieved on their own with their own hard work and motivation.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
You bring your instrument with you?
Put them on the spot.
Mr. Huey, they're all across the hallway. They can bring them right in.
Very good.
Thank y'all.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Nice go.
Thank you.
Great job, guys.
Bye.
Fantastic.
I think Ms. Hardy's back in here now, so I'm going to turn it over to her. I filled in for her on that one, but she's going to recognize our next recipients, which is boys wrestling, I believe.
Ms. Ferguson. This is our boys wrestling. We've got Coach Baird and Coach Stone. Turn it over to Coach Baird, so let me know who's young men.
First, I'll just start by saying this is our dual state championship team and our traditional state championship team. So this is back-to-back years now that we've come back with some hardware. I'm going to let each one of these young men introduce themselves and their weight class, and then I'll talk more about how the season went.
My name's Ethan Bannon, and I'm 106.
My name's Anthony Aguirre, and I'm 113.
My name's Taylor Thompson, I'm 120.
My name's Gavin Austin. I'm 126.
My name is Tom Murray, I'm 132.
My name is Rome Gallardo. I'm 138. My name is Tanner Hunt, and I'm 144.
My name is Daniel Curtulis, and I'm 150.
My name is Dallas Russell. I wrestled 165.
My name is Cameron Dodson, and I wrestled 175.
My name is Fisher West, and I wrestled 190.
My name is Clifford Williford. I wrestled 215.
My name is Zachary Wright. I wrestled heavyweight.
And this is our middle school coach and our assistant coach at times. He's back and forth with us, helps out in all of those areas, even with the girls. He's a huge help for our entire wrestling program. Gives us a little extra attention with our guys. A couple cool things about the season this year. We put 8 kids in the finals, and we won all 8 of those. That's the first time we've ever done that. It's not the most that we put in the finals, but it's the first time we went 8 for 8 in the finals, and the most that Jefferson's ever won in a season. So that was a pretty cool feat. We also had another first time. We had 3 4-time state champions this year. Ty Murray was one, Roman Bellardo was another, and then Dallas Russell was the other. So that was a pretty cool thing to sit there and be part of, as you know, myself as being one of those guys that got to bring 4 back to Jefferson as well. It's pretty cool to coach that. Some other cool things that have happened recently, you know, we have Ty Murray and Roman both going to App State University to wrestle. So they'll be going there middle of the summer and going, and then we have Dallas Russell is going to Oklahoma. I mentioned that last year, so he'll be doing that, his thing out west in Norman. If I'm not mistaken, I think he's going to wrestle the U20 World Team Trials possibly, and then the U.S. Open as well. So those are all cool things. Danny Cortellis was one of our state champions. He actually just came back from Lithuania and won their national team out of there, and now is part of their world team. Is that correct, Danny?
Yes, sir.
So those are all cool things. We're branching out all over the place. Whereas Jefferson here while he was out in Lithuania, so
That's good.
represented well. Tanner Hunt was one of our state champs, 44. He's now a 2-time state champion. He was at Athens Christian and came back to us, and originally was at Jefferson. Now he's back, so now he's here to stay. So that's a good thing.
That's a good thing.
Ty Murray was one of our state champs this year. Gavin Austin placed 3rd. And Anthony Aguayo was 5th. We had Clifford Williford, who was directly behind you. Last year he placed 2nd at state. This year he's state champ. And the kid that he beat in the semis was the kid that beat him in the finals last year. I'm pretty sure he may have teched or pinned him in the first period. So we made a lot of leaps. That's right. We have Fisher West here, who won state as well at 190, so he's a 2-time state champ for us. And then we have Cruz Hessel, who's not here. He's also a 2-time state champion. So between Tanner and Cruz, we have 2 more individuals that could possibly reach the 4-time state championship threshold. So all impressive accolades to have, and they're now getting ready for nationals coming up in a few weeks.
Very good. Anybody have any questions or comments?
Just incredible. Unbelievable.
Yeah.
I will say this, I'm Cap's grandmother. And Cap said y'all just outshined his team last year. I'm telling you, you took it to a whole nother level.
And Cap's actually back with us. He comes in and helps with our youth program. So he's coaching our little guys now. So
Not yet.
we got 2 of those guys, Dawson Bates and Cap, are helping with our youth that both wrestle Jefferson. So.
Coach Barrett, those accolades are unbelievable. Where would you say this team would rank nationally as a team?
We were the first on the honorable mention list, which we ranked the top 25, and then that would put us right at 26.
Wow.
So just being part of this program for as long as I've been part of it, I haven't seen a better lineup, and I don't say that lightly either. I mean, we've had a lot of good teams here, and this is probably one of the best ones that we ever had.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we will reserve your place on coming to the board again next year. We'll do that. Thank y'all. Congratulations.
Unbelievable.
Good job, buddy.
Congratulations.
You can go.
Gotcha.
Thank you.
Fantastic job.
I said, when they had them right here next to the full-time, I said, they didn't realize they put a full-time right
Unbelievable.
Oh, I just a
Good
coach.
job,
Yeah.
Good job.
So, all right. I think Miss Hardy has the next one as well.
Miss Hardy was out there trying to cash that check.
This is Coach White. This is his first year with us, and he's been a great addition to the Jefferson High School staff in more ways than just coach, but in teaching history as well as our social studies department. So, Coach White, I'm going to turn it over to you.
Well, first of all, thank you guys so much for having us. It means a lot. Obviously, me and my wife moved across the state because we wanted to be a part of stuff like this. And you guys taking time to honor our resources. I just want to tell you thank you for that. Thank you for giving us the opportunity let me try words again, for letting us do what we do. Without you guys, we don't get to go to all the overnight trips that we get to take. And so we just want to say thanks for that. But we had girls wrestling here at Jefferson. We had a couple of girls, had 4 that actually returned to us. But this is our first year having an independent girls program. So we have a lot of firsts that we could stand here and talk about. But probably the coolest thing we did is we won the area title really in our first year's existence. A little different than region. Region's got 6 to 7 teams in it. For most sports, our region had 40 teams in it. And so for us to win the region or area is kind of a big accomplishment. It's a testament to our girls. We finished here with 21 girls after starting with 4. Finished 3rd in the state tournament. Went down to knockout, had our first knockout champ on the female side. She was actually the first knockout champ in Jefferson school history because she wrestled before any of the boys did that day. So Ellie Hughes was our first knockout champ. Did a lot of firsts. 3 girls qualified for the state tournament. We qualified for the Elite 8 duels. And again, there are 268 girls wrestling programs in the state. We all compete in one classification. It's not 4A, 5A, 6A, 7A. It's one classification. And these girls finished 3rd in the entire state. They finished in the top 8 the dual season. But what I'm most proud about is who they are in the hallways and in the classroom. They do a really good job, and I'm just really proud of them. Thankful, looking forward to what year 2 brings for us. But we also had our first ever girls state champ this year. Ellie Hughes went 45-0 on the season with about 40 pins and 5 tech balls. She's currently ranked, depending on who you ask, in the top 25 in the nation. So very proud of not just her, but she kind of exemplifies the type of work the rest of these young ladies put in. So just thankful to be here. Coach Stone, again, bragging on him, helping everybody out. When the season ended for him, he just looked for some work for us, and he was very instrumental in the way that we finished really strong. But just thankful to be here, and then thankful for you guys and what you do for us. Yeah, I'm gonna let them go around, say their name, their weight class, the grade that they're in. So we'll start right here with Olivia.
I'm Olivia. I'm a junior, and I wrestle for 100. I'm Delilah, and I'm a freshman, and I wrestle 145. I'm Kendall, and I'm a freshman, and I wrestle 145. I'm Abigail. I'm a freshman, and I wrestle 190. Sorry. I was in line, I wrestle 155, and I'm a junior.
I'm
Megan, and I'm a junior, and I wrestle 170. Hi, y'all. My name is Hannah Ramirez, and I wrestle 140. Hi, I'm Peyton. I'm a freshman. I wrestle 105. I'm Macy. I'm a freshman. I wrestle 130. My name is Amina. I'm a junior. I wrestle 130. My name is Ella. I'm a freshman. I wrestle 120. My name is Abby, and I'm a junior, and I wrestle 110. My name is Ella. I'm a junior, and I wrestle 130.
Get that right. You got another senior.
We had so our one senior that couldn't be here today that made the state tournament was Ava Callis. She had to work today. Anna Ramirez is a senior, and then Pal Swansea. She unfortunately had a death in the family. She couldn't be here today. So we graduated 3 great seniors that really helped us out this year.
So I told the boys a while ago, we'll reserve your place to be back here again next year.
Yes, sir. That's the plan. That is the plan. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Team returning.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank y'all. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Appreciate y'all very much.
Well done, ladies. Well
Good
done.
job, ladies.
Yep, good job.
I like the tie, Coach.
Hey, man, listen, I had to step my game up, done it, y'all. Kyle was not gonna let Kyle look better than me. She doesn't most days anyway. Appreciate y'all. Thank y'all so much. Appreciate you. Good job.
They were debating that in the hallway yesterday. They were debating who's going to wear a tie.
That's funny. Yeah.
I think Ms. Hardy has the next group, the literary meet team. Yeah, I was wondering about that.
Hey.
It was February 27th, whatever Saturday ago that was.
We had our literary meet at Cherokee Bluff. Is that correct?
It was at a church. It was at some church.
It was in Gainesville.
But near Cherokee Bluff.
Yes.
Okay.
I organized
In the same
presentations.
campus.
Yeah, somewhere around here.
So Ms. Kelly, share our view and talk about these boys and.
Yeah, of course. Literary is an annual competition that we go to that is a culmination of like a bunch of different, very random, very cool events. One of these events is our choral events, which our boys placed first place in our region. We are missing Andrew Sora, who is a part of this as well, but I'll let the others introduce themselves.
Okay. Hi, I am Jacob Johnson. I am primarily the baritone, but for one of the songs I sing lead. Yes, Andrew Sora is the bass.
Hi, my name's Lex Starr. I sing tenor one.
And I'm Mitchell Robertum, and I usually sing lead, but I sing for baritone.
Lovely. And these guys should be extra commended because they did a majority of this work by themselves, which is just extraordinary because, you know, even under the direction of a choral teacher, you know, people don't place as high as these guys did. So we are extremely, extremely proud and so lucky to have students who are, one, good at what they do, and two, so self-motivated to accomplish the things that they've accomplished. So, yeah.
Congratulations.
Great job. Are they seniors, juniors?
Oh, sorry.
We should have said that. Andrew Sora, who is not here, he's at soccer. He is a senior. I am a sophomore.
And I'm a junior.
I'm also a junior.
So we'll have him for one more year, yeah?
Yes.
Good. Yes,
We
very
need one
excited.
more recruit for next year.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Incredible.
Now, Mr. Huey
Yeah.
might get you to sing something, I don't know.
We would if we had, we talked about this beforehand, we would if we had our fourth member here.
Sounds a little odd without. Or maybe they will be back for
That's
state
right.
recognition.
Yes, or if we catch any
No, we
issues.
will. We will be.
Yes.
There you go.
They will be performing or competing. It's March, right? Yes, March 21st. So a couple Saturdays from now.
Okay.
So we wish them luck. They're amazing already. Thank you guys for recognizing them.
Yeah. Congratulations. Yeah.
Willie, you don't want Billy? Mr. Huey?
Yes, come to Cinderella.
Oh, yeah.
3 more
Oh, yes.
weeks.
Yes.
So,
Can't wait.
it's the end of this month, March 27th, 28th, and 29th. So come see Cinderella. It's going to be lovely and so much fun.
Okay.
Thank you, guys.
It will be a lovely night.
Bye.
I think Ms. Hardy has one more to recognize. Our mock trial group.
We had a group of students to go to mock trial at UGA, and in one of those competitions is an artist, and I'm going to turn it over to Ms. Pardon. So, or Josie, you can tell a little bit about what you drew. And
So the whole competition thing is like a still life portrait type competition where they do their mock trial thing, obviously, and I get to pick a spot, sit down, and draw for like an hour and a half, and I have to submit 2 drawings, but I do 3 over the course of 3 mock trials, like trials. And yeah, so I submitted 2, and I won region.
The name of the award is the Craig Hardy Memorial Court Artist Contest. I had to write down because I couldn't remember that. The Josephine does a great job. She is also a semi-finalist for our GHP program, Individual Arts, which is the first time we've had one in a while. So I'm super excited, and we're hoping for the best out of that. But yeah, and she's an AP art student. Yeah, she's an AP art student. She's doing her second AP portfolio. She's art club vice president or co-president. So she's a big part of our program here.
Congratulations.
Well, congratulations. And let me understand now, when the judge says he's not gonna allow cameras in the courtroom, the artist there is the one that we see on TV. So we'll be looking for you.
Exactly. All right.
What year are you in school?
Yeah, I'm junior.
Okay, good.
Yeah. I got one more year with her.
Awesome.
That's
Very good.
That's right.
That's
Congratulations, Judge.
All right, financial report.
Okay. All right, we'll jump right into the reports that represent revenues and expenditures incurred through February. So we're 66% of the year complete. And you can see before you the revenues, a large amount of our tax funding has come in. We will continue to collect TABT and obviously some late taxes at this point. So we'll be watching that and see how we're trending based off of what we anticipated when we built the budget. The other areas, obviously, local and tuition and QBE's running right on target. In the area of expenses, nothing really jumps off the page. All of our expenditures are transcending the way we expected them to. We do anticipate that we will underrun, and we're working on what that projection is going to look like. So our staff has done a fantastic job really helping us hold the line on that. We ended with a fund equity balance of $13,127,806.49.
You may have any questions about any of that? All right, very good. Thank you.
Okay, we'll look at the special revenue report next. This represents all the other various funding sources, federal grants, pre-K, as well as school nutrition. And like I said, federal grants, like I said, we'll be playing catch up. We'll spend the money, then we'll request funds and be about a month or two behind. But in the end, it will all zero out. Pre-K will be the same way. The only thing with pre-K is that we do have to transfer some of our general fund, which we budgeted in our initial plan, if you guys remember. So we'll have to transfer some funds to make that whole. And then school nutrition is operating independently, and they will be sufficient at the end of the year as well. If you have any questions, I'd be happy to address
Any questions? And then we'll go to the...
We can go to the Splosh details report. This represents the past 3 months of expenses, and hold your breath. We didn't have expenses for the month of February.
So, misprint.
That's the first in a long time. I know, exactly. But if you look at the Splosh revenue, you can see we collected $554,612, which obviously is substantially, over $100,000 less than the month before, because this represents January sales. Which always, when you look at even the prior year, you can see that we always trend down in this month as well. And our interest was $39,442. The LGIP, or the Georgia Fund 1 account, is running right around 3.9% interest rates. Interest rates did start to trail off, or improve, I guess, if you want to think of it that way. We ended our Splosh account balance with a total of $14,257,932, which, like I said, we're reserving almost $8.2 for future capital projects. So that leaves us $6,069,270 to go towards other expenses that Splosh can approve for. Okay.
Okay, any questions? And none, we'll move on.
And we'll go to the Splosh projection report next. Like I said, this is just kind of a high-level summary of where we are and kind of where we think we'll be by looking in the future of January 26th. And like I mentioned to you at the retreat, we're going going to be working with Miranda and of course Mark and the schools to figure out what projects we have coming up, working with the facilities group to make sure we're accurately, projecting out what projects that need to be encountered next, whether it's technology, transportation needs, or facility needs itself. So we will be working on that here in the next month. But if there's any questions, I'll be happy to address those.
I go with middle school.
Yeah. We'll go to the middle school project next. This shows you where we are to date on the middle school, and our balance left based on the project total is $6.4 million with the Carol Daniel construction and almost $162,000 with the architect that's remaining to go. Now I do want to preference in the project of $35.5 million, there is contingency funds in there, and it does appear that we will be underrunning to the tune of possibly about $2 million on that. However, remember that the tennis courts were not a part of this project, and we deferred refurbishing those tennis courts last year knowing that we were having construction and all that going on. So we just put on the table today an RFP for the tennis court renovation. So we have to advertise it. So it'll go out for the 30-day period, and then hopefully in the April board meeting we'll be able to bring you guys back a recommendation of what that will look like. And then that'll really give us a better feel of what we think we're going to end on the middle school as far as total funds needed. Okay.
Do you have any guesses on the tennis courts, roughly, plus or minus?
Well, we
guess,
tweaked it a little bit, so
yeah.
we're hoping we tweaked it under,
less, yeah, exactly.
Based off of recommendations from
Right.
people. So we're hoping it runs under our
Yeah.
original thoughts, and so maybe at the next facilities we can have a number that give you a ballpark.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. And then if we can look at the 2025 PBA report, remember this is the bond issuance that we did almost a year ago. Feels like deja vu, right? So this gives you the balance of where we stand to date on this particular project, which is funding the remaining, work at the middle school, as well as the covered practice facility over at the Memorial Stadium, and then obviously the up-and-coming high school project. So we ended the month at $79,254,525.
And the interest is running somewhere a little
It's
over
on the far right.
$200,000.
Yeah, 228, yes.
Okay. If I got any questions about that one? Here, none, we'll move on.
Okay. And then last but not least, the utility report. This represents your February expenses and compares it to February of 2025. Like I said, in totality, I'll be honest, I was a little surprised or pleasantly surprised on thinking about the utility for the in total for February compared to last year, mainly because the middle school and all of its square footage is now online, which you can see that increase, but in totality, we didn't see that big of a change. So from a budget standpoint, that was a pleasant surprise with that. No other real surprises other than I think water's up, but actually in totality it's down, but we had a leak at the high school last year. So that's why you see that usage of 275,000 gallons, and now it's back down to 76, almost 77,000 gallons. So obviously we were chasing a leak the year before. And like I said, I think the rates have changed a little bit, but not dramatic. So if you have any questions, I'll be happy to address those.
Anybody got any questions about any of the financial report? All right. Hearing none, we'll go to transportation report.
Transportation report, fuel, 15,909.13. It's up $2,129.14 from last month. Diesel price, $3.46, gas $2.71, and propane $2.52. Let's look at that diesel $3.46 tonight, because next month we're gonna have some big surprises. We're working on trying to make sure we do something about that from our standpoint.
I would say that change, like Mr. Weaver just brought up, that's a $7,000 to $8,000 a month impact. We're going from 350 to 520. You know, you look at the volume of gallons that we consume monthly, and of course I call March Madness. I always tell Mark I'm always thinking about him this time of the year because it's one of the busiest months as far as transportation goes, with a lot of extracurricular, a lot of sports, middle school, you know, high school and middle school. So, but yeah, so if that trend continues, we're talking 7 to 8 per month. So to close out this fiscal year, you know, we're going to be looking at a ballpark of like $35,000 more in fuel cost just in that short period of time. So we just need to be prepared. And like Mr. Weaver said, we're just trying to assess areas where we can figure out any savings of opportunities, but we appreciate that. So.
Yes. Bus service and repair are $8,634.44. We're down $844.75 from last month, and I have some listed of the largest expenditures that we made on buses. The total cost of operation is $24,543.57, and that's up $1,284.39 from last month. All of the routes that we have are still covered, and we do have 2 sub positions, and hopefully after today, those 2 sub positions will be filled, hopefully in April. Bus routes, we're still running the 18 routes, 2 sped routes, and 1 GNEX bus. And field trips, we had 70 trips in February, 45 trips on the books right now for March, but they come in daily, so that number may look like February trip. Have no recommendations at this time, and no department updates.
We're glad you could be with us today.
Yes.
So.
Yeah.
It is good to be back.
You have any questions about the transportation report? Thank you, Mr. Weaver. All right, then we'll go right on into the instructional program. You gonna do that, or
Dr. Hicks, go ahead.
We started out there at the top, just mentioning the big field trips that we have coming up. We have the World War II trip at the high school that leaves on the 2nd, and they return on the 14th. Ms. Hardy, you want to tell us a little bit?
They're actually going back to a couple of years ago, the route that they did. I think last year they didn't really like Indian and Berlin, so they're going back to the old ways. But they'll land in France, and then they will spend 2 nights in Normandy, where they'll get to see all 5 of the landing beaches, which is an American cemetery in Normandy is just so humbling. I think everybody should go see it if they can. But then they'll go to Bastogne. And that's where they'll go to the Band of Brothers, those foxholes, which is really cool. And then to Luxembourg American Cemetery, and that's where George Pat's grave is. But Mr. Peter always does a great job of pointing out Thurman Reed to the kids, because that's a local Jefferson. He's there. He says, no, red.
Red, yeah.
Is it red? Red. Yeah, sorry, because it's Lucas, right? Okay, yeah. Sorry. I've been there 3 times, you think I remember. But anyway, then they'll go to the Dragon's Teeth and then to Nuremberg, where they'll get to tour the Nuremberg trials. They'll go to the rallies, and then where in the Nazi rally grounds too. So great. Nuremberg is one of my favorites. And then they go to Weimar, where that's the first concentration camp that they get to see, and it's very sombering to go. But then they'll also that day get the tour of Weimar as well. And then from there they head to Berlin, Germany, where they go to the Olympic Stadium, and they do a walking tour. They get their steps in that day for sure. And then they go to Berchtesgaden. That's where they get to see the Hitler's mountain home, where it was located, and the Eagle's Nest. They don't get to actually get up to the Eagle's Nest because it's not open, but you can see it in the far distance. And then they hit up Munich, and we'll see their last concentration camp at Dachau, and then also get to tour Munich, and that's another 20,000 step day as well. So, and then they get to go home. So it's a packed, fun, packed trip. You need a vacation from that one. So,
Well, speaking of packed trips, the next one on the list is where our fifth graders go to the nation's capital, Washington D.C., and they depart on the 6th, return on the 10th, which is new for this year. Ms. Ferguson?
Yes, it is. In the past, it has been in May, so the school week, the whole week of school that the kids are out and lots of teachers are out. So we moved it to spring break this year. And it's also going to be my first time joining the trip, so I'm excited. But just a few highlights. We will see the Smithsonian Museums. We've added the Holocaust Museum this year. That's a new addition. And Arlington Cemetery, Mount Vernon. And one thing that was added last year that was possibly the highlight of the trip is a dinner cruise on the Potomac, and you get to see the monuments at night. So I'm looking forward to that.
That's great.
Mm-hmm. All right, thank you. Next, the governance team of the year, the recognition program. So this is where we apply for the exemplary board recognition. It's changed just a little bit this year from last year, but you have there at your space the self-assessment, and that is required for this application. So if you guys can complete that and bring it back with you to the April meeting so that I can take that then, I'll be able to make that application. And we, of course, do not find out until I think it's October, and then your recognition is at the December conference. Just a note, we did strategic planning. Dr. McMullen and I led some strategic planning at the foundation on Wednesday, March 4th. We started with that SWOT analysis. You guys will remember doing that yourselves when we began the process. And we're just going to lead them through a little bit so that they can create, I believe they've decided to create a 3-year strategic plan instead of a 5-year. And that was on March the 4th. Some of you may be invited to the community engagement meeting that they will have. Just bear that in mind. Then we did have a teacher leader cohort, our 3rd session. That was on February 27th. That was a really big deal because that's 30 teachers. Our first session, we met with them during the summer. And our second session, we met with them over 2 days. But the 3rd session really required a lot from our principals, who I want to say thank you again to, because it was 30 teachers out of the classrooms in that meeting. So that was a big deal for them to help us be able to pull the whole group back together. The 4th session, which is the final session for this cohort, will meet during post-planning. So we won't interrupt the school day for that one. Our focus in February was on a culture of excellence, and then also we continued thinking about ways to promote curiosity in the classrooms. And congratulations to Jefferson City School System for being named the 2026 Reader's Choice Award winner for Best School System, and also to the Center for Early Learning for Best Pre-K in Jackson County. So outstanding for both of those. And Ms. Story, would you have some technology updates for us?
Sure. We've started preparing for our spring assessment season. So we're looking forward to a smooth testing season in terms of that. And Julie Nolan's been providing a lot of boots on the ground training at schools. She's been meeting with departments as well as individual meetings and working with individual teachers.
Thank you. That's all for the instructional report.
Okay. Anybody have any questions about any of that? Thank you very much, Dr. Hicks. Whoops, lost it all again. Here we go. Got it. All right, now facilities report. I'm sure you got that one done.
Yes, sir. Just a few things. There's a lot of going on this page right here, but I'll give you the short of it. The existing gym that we has been turned over to us, they've 99% with that. As you heard earlier about the courtyard, I think I got a couple of pictures of it we'll show you in a minute. And around the bus loops over there in front of the gymnasium, they've started putting some sod and getting that prepped and ready outside. And then the 8th grade hall that they turned over to us, they're almost done with the punch list there. And then the last wing that they're working on is the old 6th grade hallway, the 200 wing. And you can see things are moving along quite nicely there. They're actually a little ahead of schedule according to their internal schedule, so they feel good about that. And then as we look at the 2-week plan, they just plan to finish up the punch list. And then on the 6th grade hall, they should be moving all the way into the flooring. So they'll have all that up. So everything seems to be good, going well over there. The second coat's going down of paint this week. And so everything looks good as far as that schedule over there at the middle school. And we'll show you some pictures of that here in a second. On the high school, phase 1 is multi-purpose. You can see that the sheathing or the decking on the roof is going in, and it's about 60%, and they hope over the next 2 weeks they'll be at 85%, and the gutters will be about 25. Even some of those have started going up if you go over there now. And they'll move really fast on this one side here because they want to keep the rain off of our turf field we have now. So if you ever go by there, you'll see sheathings going up, gutters going up, sheathings going up, and gutters going up. So really good process there. And, we put the bid out for the phase 2, which is on the grounds of the high school. We will go over that bid process with the facilities committee this week at our facilities meeting. And so we'll look at that and we'll move forward with that. All right, just a couple of projects I want to give y'all an update on. There's a couple action items. We brought this up to the facilities committee last week. We have some concrete restoration at a couple of locations on our campuses. At the Jefferson Academy playground, you'll see a picture in a minute of the handicap access ramp going into the playground. And as you remember, the Jefferson Academy PTO has also made this one of their projects. And so they're wanting to make a pathway for the handicapped students to access some of the equipment. And so we felt like once we looked at it, there was so much cracking and brokenness in that handicap that we need to refix that to get it to where it's a smooth turnover. So you'll see that in a second. And then that'll allow the project that the PTO is doing to go right in. The Dragon Nest sidewalk curbing, you'll see some pictures, is disintegrating and it's actually moved away from the side. It's created a hazard right there that we need to get rid of. And then behind the high school, the media steps, I also saw some deterioration there, and I'll show you some pictures of that in a second. There'll be an action item coming up in a minute to get these fixed. If y'all decide to approve that, we will be able to get that done over spring break. And so that'll be good. I do think that some of that deterioration was accelerated with all the cold water and moisture we had, and none of this that we will do will be affected by any of the construction. So we feel good about going ahead and doing those. The next one is tree removal. If you remember, we've mentioned this a couple times as we've talked about some things at the academy. When we looked at putting that new walkway into the equipment and the access, those trees were there. It would put some limbs hanging over those things. And then when we're doing some site surveys with our partners at GEMA and Homeland Security, they mentioned that. So I'll show you in a picture. We're going to take out some of those, not all of them. We're going to leave the ones along the side to kind of keep us a barrier and a little bit of shade out there. But where it's in the viewing area of the teachers and hanging over the kids, we're trying to eliminate as much of that as possible. So that's an action item. And the good thing is if y'all choose to approve that, we have a schedule worked out where they'll get that done before the concrete is done, and then they'll get it out where they will not have to go over the top of it. That's a plan that we have in place already. Just a couple quick updates here. The board that board roof replacement that you've already approved is scheduled for spring break. They will get the vendor that won that bid will get that taken care of over spring break. And as Kim mentioned, when I put this up, we didn't know if we'd have it completely ready, but she was able to get it ready today and post it for those tennis courts and light renovations over there at the middle school. And before I turn it over to Russell for some updates, just wanted to give you kind of a look at the way that new school dog work order analytics that I mentioned at the board retreat in the last 30 days. Now, this was as of 3/10, not today. And so 151 work orders were created, and 80% of those were completed, so about 121. And so just to kind of give you an idea there of the amount of work orders that are coming in over that time. Russell, you want to add anything to your maintenance?
Well, it's just beginning to get into HVAC season, so you'll see those work orders start ramping up on the HVAC side here in the next few weeks. Getting a little low today and tomorrow, and maybe a couple days, but as soon as it gets above 80 degrees, everybody will start running air.
I know I saw that temperature on Monday night and Tuesday night next week.
It'll be okay until later next week.
Don't turn the heat off.
Dr. Hicks, if you'll scroll up, I'll just show a couple of pictures so they can see it. This is that area we want to replace right there going into the Academy Playground. You can see we got a lot of cracks and breaks there of that area. And so we want to replace that. And actually the bid is to replace all that. Very generous donation basically, because he was only asked to do the front, and then he's going to go ahead and do all of it for the same price. So we appreciate him on that. And then right here you can see the deterioration at the Dragon's Nest, and just falling apart right there off of that edge. And then on the next picture right here, you can see the gap that has formed right there between that area, and just kind of created a little bit of a hazard right there. And so they're going, I think it's 120 feet that be replaced right there. So when you see that pricing. And then this is back there behind the media center. You can see that these areas are starting to fall apart right here. And Russell is under the impression that this is 1947 concrete. So in some places, so he's thinking that it might be time. So that'll be replaced right there. That's where we get a lot of deliveries at, so it's used daily. Here's the picture of the trees. If you'll see the benches right here, the red benches on your left, from that to your right is kind of where we're taking them out. So we're leaving several trees back over here to your left, but we are taking out, the action item will be for 15 trees. It will be for them to be cut down, removed, and stumps ground. And so, and like I said, we'll time that up to where we don't have to drive over any new of the concrete. So, and then if Dr. Hicks will pull it up, I think we got a few pictures of the middle school project, and I think we can show that courtyard right there. You can see there's the renovation on the last hallway that's coming through. The floor obviously went down. As we said, that should be going down the next couple of weeks. First coat of paint right here, and the ceiling being redone. The bathroom's getting redone. A new mud bed, new floor was put down in there before the tile goes down. Tile's already started going down in some parts of that. As you can see there, the new water fountain area with the different color designs right there. That's some of the tile. And then there's the courtyard. And so you can see we ended up grassing that area and then putting some landscaping in. Very minimum, so we had good viewing lines. We don't lose any sight lines there. Turned out pretty well, I think, with the grassing and all that. And so with that, and then casing, once they get it back there, they will come in and pressure wash and clean all that before they completely turn it over to us. And this was from last week, so if you go by there, they've already got sheathing down this side over here. And they know that they're, want to get that as done as quickly as possible, just because they don't want water going down on the turf field.
Tom,
Sir.
On that previous picture, Sherry, on the sides, there was some debate about coming down about 4 feet.
Mm-hmm.
What was the?
I don't think we have a final decision. I think we're going to bring that up at the next facilities committee for y'all to look at.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Okay. Because we didn't have a resolution in.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
All right. Any questions on any of that?
I was gonna say, I hope they are using strong fasteners because wind get up underneath there, that tear that up pretty easy.
Yeah, until they get the, they've got it. Corey says tight schedule with that foam going to come in. As soon as they get done, they're coming in with that foam. So then they can start painting and getting all that done.
Okay.
Anything else? All right.
And this is the side over here, we're gonna put the sidewalk. So.
Yes, sir. They still feel pretty good about getting this one over there to the right hand and then working it down that side of the building. They're hoping to have right there kind of where that fence is against that edge, to get hopefully right at 5 feet is what the last time Eddie Higgs and the superintendent walked through it. That's what they felt like they could get in there.
I got any questions about any of the facilities matters?
It makes that garage look so small.
The what?
Makes the garage look so small. It's just, yeah.
You're still gonna take care of that flagpole.
Yes, that's over there.
Mm-hmm.
Move
It's gonna be
it.
moved.
Yeah. I don't know if a final location has been decided, but yes, sir, we know that we're gonna have to put it in a different location. I think once we decide what that fencing and all that up there, I think that'll help us make a final decision.
All right, very good. All right, now we'll go
action items.
Action items. Okay, I realize that we've got the GSBA annual conference in June. It's different this year. The first day is, I got to be down there on Sunday instead of Wednesday, but everybody else will be on Monday, Tuesday, come on Wednesday, and then come on Saturday.
Board meeting on Thursday.
Board meeting Thursday.
And board meeting on Thursday.
Yeah.
Okay, but at the, there we have the delegate assembly where they vote on legislative positions for GSBA, and as we always elect a delegate and an alternate that we need to turn in. Who gets to go?
I think it's my turn.
Who was our delegate last year? I would say Brantley or Ashley probably could do a real good job.
I think I was it last time.
I think it's my turn.
I think Lisa did last
I think it's my turn.
Thinks he went last year.
Yeah.
I'll be the.
Someone be my alternate.
I'll be the alternate.
Runner.
Okay.
First
So
runner.
Lisa delegate and.
I move for Lisa to be the delegate and Ashley the alternate.
Motion and a second. Any other discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify with their raising hand. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you for volunteering too, so we didn't have to get down to forcing somebody. All right, the tree removal at Jefferson Academy.
So as I mentioned in the facilities part of the presentation, I want to make the recommendation to remove these 15 trees that we showed in the picture from the Jefferson Academy playground for cost $4,500. They will be removed, and the stumps ground. And another, we think, respectable quotes came in for this that we think was fair.
Great price.
That's $4,500.
Yes, sir.
On the tree removal at the baseball stadium and softball stadium, was it Halbro? Because it was so they've done us two great deals.
They've done a really good job for us.
Okay.
And actually we had, a limb the other day, and Trey came out and got it for us, been real helpful for us. We couldn't get, our Trey there as quick, so he came by.
And also we'll talk about the facilities the other day, that with the tree removal at the stadium. We'll get to that then.
Yep.
Okay, so I have a motion that we approve the tree removal for Jefferson Academy.
Motion.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any other questions or concerns? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by raising hand. Thank you. Concrete work at the Jefferson Academy, High School, and the Dragon Nest, and I think you saw all of those on the pictures.
Yes, sir. So we'd like to make the recommendation to replace the concrete in these areas with concrete placement construction for a cost not to exceed $7,500. You can see the cost for each location there. This was the low bid for these areas.
And when do they expect to have these done?
He thinks he can get them all done in the week of spring break if it's approved. Yes, sir.
Okay. And I have a motion that we approve the concrete work.
Motion?
Motion, second.
Or Mr. Willie, you said second? Mr. Willie.
Any other, discussion or concerns about that? Hearing none, all those in favor signify with that, please. Thank you.
And I don't want to speak for Ms. Ferguson, but I believe that same company is probably going to end up with the approval of the PTO to do that project. So he'll be able to just continue right into that, and it should look pretty nice right there.
All right, you got, band equipment.
So at the board retreat, you remember we talked about having to purchase some equipment to help the marching band find a more of a permanent location. And so Mr. Golden has come up with a proposal. We've looked over it, and this will allow us to move them to a more permanent practice location, which we're still finalizing exactly that, but we hope it to be the multi-purpose facility is our first place that we're looking at there.
Okay. Look at that sizable number.
And if you remember, I'll say this, we talked about financing and different payment plans and all that. This would be an outright purchase, and so we would not be financing any of it. It'd be a one-time cost of this.
Okay.
And we will, because we're getting those 3 French horns this month, we'll get the 2 turtle doves next month.
And we're taking down the tree.
15.
Okay. Do I have a motion that we approve the purchase of the band equipment?
Motion.
There's a second?
Yeah.
Okay. Mr. Willie?
Got it.
All right, I have a motion and a second. Any other discussion or questions? And you may want, this is really for, to store this equipment somewhere in, like at the middle school or wherever. And then when they go practice, they don't have to carry the equipment there.
Yes, sir. That is correct. This will make it where it's easier for them to get to and from practice, where they don't have to make so much movement of items and damage the equipment.
Well, and it's the really big equipment. And
Right.
then additionally, there's an amount in there that is for his kind of regular concert needs as his concert band has grown and they have to make some replacements.
If we go to the multi-purpose facility, are we still looking at needing one door of the shed?
Yes, sir.
He thinks he can make everything fit there.
We'll have to put in HVAC there. Has that been decided or not?
Well,
as far as dry.
Eddie says
air.
it would be pretty easy to just extend those. I don't mean to be speaking.
No, go ahead.
Extend those walls up, and it's not like it has to be 72 degrees. It just has to have that air circulation and keep the humidity out. So Eddie seemed to think that it would not be very costly to do that.
Yeah.
And we would even see if we could find one of our units that we've used somewhere else to put in there if we could.
And if we go to that plan, that the band will practice at that multi-purpose facility every day. And then they needed to have when they unload the buses for the, say, Friday night ball games. I was talking about the sidewalk beside the building. They would unload over there instead of out in the middle of the road.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah.
And then walk on through.
And the guests, well, I knew that the guest bands would do that.
As well.
I don't,
Yeah.
so we would both
Right.
unload there.
That's right.
Yeah, we would, yes.
It would
The
alleviate
goal
that
would,
congestion for sure.
well, the safety of it too. I mean, it would just be so much safer if we could pull our buses off. And I mean, the benefit would be congestion, but I mean, y'all have heard me say that's my biggest concern right there is the safety of those kids out there because it is a congested area. But if we can, our goal would be able to drop ours off right there just like we do with the buses, and then we bring them in there and they could stage under that in a covered facility, and then we could bring in the guest band as well.
I haven't even thought about the fact that we would be able to just go from the shed on the bigger equipment straight out to the field and not even have to haul that big.
That's right.
And that's why we want to try to figure out that.
That's one of the reasons.
Excuse my ignorance on that.
And the walkway would just facilitate that even easier. And like I said, I think it's going to be a benefit for multiple reasons, but it would facilitate that as well.
Makes a lot more sense.
especially with the big storage doors, you know, like the whole 9 yards for some of the bigger stuff is what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, like here they have to take.
Okay, I've got a motion and a second to approve the purchase of the band equipment. Any other questions? Hearing none, all those in favor signify with that, raise your hands. Thank you very much. Janitorial supply agreement.
All right, so you'll see before you a contract that we're recommending for us to enter into with Thornton Brothers. We have a vendor already that we use, and it's usually through June 30th, but we're having some issues. The company we currently use has brought some concerns that they need to get out of that, and so we have put before you a 15-month proposal to fill that gap of supplies, and then we would go into a year. The cost that you see on there is comparable to what we're paying now with a slight savings of that. So it's very customary to what we're doing now, comparable rates. And so we think this will help us. And like I said, it's because of a need. And this is what we normally do. We have a program right now where all our supplies are provided to us. Kim, you got anything?
Like I said, our current vendor approached us and having some supply issues and the ability to push out some things for the rest of the year. So like Tom mentioned, it's a have to, it's a want, but it's a need. And the good thing is we'll see a slight savings from that change. So we have to enact it pretty quickly. And it's all of our paper cleaning products. Soap, everything.
Okay, so the new janitorial supply agreement is with Thornton Brothers, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We have a motion that we enter into the agreement with Thornton Brothers.
So moved. Second.
So, wake up with it.
You still leave.
All right, we got a motion and a second. Any other questions? Hearing none, all those in favor signify with that lifted hand. Thank you very much. Amend local board policy IFBG, internet acceptable use.
Yes, sir. There's a piece of legislation out there that requires an amendment to our internet acceptable use policy and from a House bill. And this policy right here reflects the recommendations of GSBA, their template. And before you can see the red line version of the addendums that were made on there to include social media on there and to make some other adjustments to that. And as I mentioned, this is the policy that GSBA has recommended for us to use, and it is an amendment to a current policy.
Okay. You have that policy before you. We can approve it now, but it'll lay on the table for 30 days. Or
it's just an amendment to a policy we already got.
Oh, it's an amendment.
Yes, sir.
That's right. So we don't have to. So we can amend it.
Yes, sir.
Like it is. Yes. So you have the amendments there. I have a motion that we'll approve it.
So moved.
Second.
Motion and a second. Any other questions about that? You can read through it, and if you see any, let us know. I think this is pretty much what we have to do to comply with the legislation.
Yes, sir. House Bill 351.
All right. Have a motion and a second. No other questions. All those in favor signify with that lifted hand. Thank you. Okay, that completes our action items. Next on the agenda is any public comment. We'd offer the fact of any public comment from anybody. All right, hearing none, we are going to have an executive session, but like we do every time, I'd always like to hear from the principals from each school. And determine what's happening in their school. And, Ms. Beckwith, we're gonna start with you. Everybody else, y'all got a grin and bear.
Lots of exciting things happening in pre-K. We have a great registration drive. Our count is at 190, and so we're full at 196. So in March, we're almost already full. That leaves us a little wiggle room for people who will move in, and for teachers we might hire that might have a pre-K student. So we felt really good about that. We also, next Thursday is our first ever training session where every single area pre-K that feeds into the elementary school is going to join us at First Baptist Church for a training in Hagerty and Foundations, which are our literacy programs that the kindergarten uses and we use as well. So that will unite all of us in the community for research-based programs that feed perfectly into kindergarten. So we're super excited about that. All that is funded by the grant. We really appreciate First Baptist hosting us. We wanted to be at a site that just said we didn't want it to be just a Jefferson thing. I want this to be something that continues into next year. One of our questions in our post test is what can we do next year to continue this coming together to continue. And then last but not least, we're getting excited and taking all of our 200 pre-Kers off on a field trip at the end of this month. They go to Cece's Pizza, where he does a little thing on sequencing, how you step by step, how you build a pizza, and then we meet all our parents at World of Wonder Park. So really great things happening. We're excited and glad to be here.
All right, very good. Over there, Ms. Knight, tell us what else is happening at the middle school besides dodging construction.
Yes, sir. We've gotten pretty good at that lately.
That's what
our 11.
You've had enough training there.
We have so many things going on. We've been celebrating Read Across America. Last few weeks we had an visit this week. Jenny Walsh came and all of our students got to walk over to the PAC and hear from her, and some got to eat lunch with her, and she signed books for us. We've been to LGPE with band and chorus and gotten superior ratings in all of those, and that's looking good. We've had Liz Harper from, she works with a member of the Tuskegee Institute Airmen, and she's been and spoke to our 6th graders, and they had a great time hearing from her. She's written a new book and was able to get that in their hands. We've had Ms. Powell's has done an amazing job in our new media center area. She's hosted breakout sessions. We've had mock trials going on about books that the kids have been reading. We went to Tone Society this past week to be a part of that and see some other authors. We have Career Day tomorrow, so we have a chance to stop by. We have a lot of things going on with that. Jay Yarber does a great job of matching that with our CTAE interest and making sure kids get to see what they want to see. We have Miss Ray coming to talk about the Cold War. She grew up in Poland, and it's always amazing for our kids to have a chance to ask her some questions and see and know somebody who has had that opportunity. So we have a lot of great things going on and amazing opportunities for students.
Oh, very good. Thank you. Anybody got any, as we get through this, anybody had any questions, just jump in.
I was going to ask Ms. Beckwith on the registration. Is that all in district or is that some out of district also? Okay. Okay, thanks.
Okay, any other questions? We're going to the elementary school. Ms. Joyner, I saw you walk out here with that check. I figured you was headed to the bank.
I was ready to take it.
They wouldn't let you deposit, couldn't get it in that slide.
Slide it from my hands.
The drive-through.
But I'm ready to spend it. So we are just gonna add one sits room into the classrooms that we already added 5 to, so teachers don't even know it yet. We had a winter literacy night where we invited parents and families to come, and it was a winter theme, and parents and kids wore their PJs, and we had teachers who volunteered to show up that night, and they modeled read alouds for parents and how to ask questions and pause and use expression when they read. They did a really fun comprehension activity that was grade level appropriate where kids could draw pictures or sentences, and then they made a craft, and we had a pretty good turnout that night, and everyone there had a great time. We also, in an effort to reach out to parents, we've had mystery readers for 30 minutes every Friday. So we did that by grade level, just letting people in the building, and the teachers have loved it, and the kids have loved it. So every classroom in a certain grade level for a month was started in February, and they have a parent mystery reader come in and read for 1 30-minute block. And the next month, I think right now, we're just finishing up second grade and kindergarten is last. So they're enjoying that. We too celebrated Read Across America, and we ended the week with Book Character Day. I'll let Jessica share what they did the rest of the day because we did the same thing. But we actually, for the first time, convinced Dr. Metzger to wear a costume, and we had him in a fleece onesie, Big Bad Wolf costume on Friday, and then on Monday he was in a blow-up Olaf snowman costume. So I feel like he's really getting into the swing of the elementary population.
There were pictures made, weren't there?
We have photographs, and they made it to security, much to his chagrin, but we can certainly find this for him. He enjoyed it, and then right now we're in the middle of Dragon Dash. The kids are still wrapping up, getting pledges. They started running their laps during their PE block yesterday, and today was middle day, and tomorrow will be our last day, and we'll start collecting those pledges so we can add playground equipment. We've won a little mini turf field, and have some quotes. I have a quote, so we've got to look for another one, and see what we can put in there. But the kids are super excited. It's been kind of wild and crazy with Read Across America and Dragon Dash and all the things going on, but we still have our instruction rocking and rolling. We're getting ready for kindergarten roundup, and we're trying to do it, every year we're trying to figure out a way to get as many in-district kindergartners registered as early as possible, because people wait, and we get to July, and we've got to get rosters built. So we decided the best thing we could do was go to Miss Beckwith, and she has she has almost 200. And we have 260 kindergartners right now, so if I can get all of those kids registered, then I'm just looking at 60 or 70 kids. So I've been sending those parents forms to let me know if they intend on their kids this week to come back to school at JES for kindergarten. And I think we have like 125 parents who have said they intend to come. So next week, they have to register. I'm telling them they have that window, and if they don't do it, then they have to wait until it opens up for all of the current students to update. So we're trying to get them all registered next week, and then next week we'll pass out flyers. We'll go to Ms. Beckwith's training at First Baptist and get flyers to daycares and preschools and churches. So we're really trying to get that pushed. And in the midst of all of that, our teachers are working so hard on implementing the curriculum with wisdom, and they're doing a great job. We have 15 new, most of them are new this year, some were new last year, observing in classrooms at all 3 grade levels, and we have paraprofessionals observing other paraprofessionals. So we're still trying really hard to stick to our schedule and keep that learning first.
Okay, very good. All right, Ms. Ferguson.
Yes, so we, like Ms. Joanna mentioned, we had the same schedule for Read Across America week, so lots of fun all week, but I think one of the highlights was the JMS Beta Club came over to be guest readers to our students. So, it hasn't been that long since there were students in our building, so they get excited to come back and see their teachers and read to their siblings sometimes. Sometimes the siblings aren't excited. But we have also been finishing up our last set of those breakfasts where we've been having our students invite one family member. We have 5th grade this month, and we just had our last one today. And the theme was, we're lucky to have you. We wrapped those up, and we also had our Beta Club did a Can Food Drive for their source project, and we collected almost 1,500 cans for the First Baptist Food Bank. So that was a whole school effort on that. So we're very thankful for everyone's participation. We have our teacher work day coming up on Monday, and we've got lots of math and yellow work planned for our teachers. We also have Picture Book Picnic coming up again at the end of this month, which is something that our teachers, students, and families really look forward to and enjoy. And then one thing that I neglected to include on my schedule that I sent you all was a new, hopefully tradition that we're starting this year. Fourth grade is going to have Patriot Day, and their module 3 for Wit and Wisdom really focuses on the American Revolution. And then we thought, what better time than 250th anniversary than to start this new tradition. They have planned rotations. They're going to teach flag etiquette. I believe they're reaching out to the ROTC to try to get some of them over there. They're going to do some butter making, a tea party, because they learned about the Boston Tea Party, so then of course you have to have a fun tea party. Games that they would play at that time. So just trying to make it lots of fun. So if you're around on March 20th, I encourage you to stop by JA and visit 4th grade. And I can send some times also, so that you guys know the best times to come visit. But they would love to have you.
All right. Anybody got any questions? My goodness. Okay. The high school.
Yes, sir. Busy. Spring sports have kicked off, and it's a crazy time. When she said March Madness, I'm like, oh yeah, between soccer night has, soccer tomorrow night has their senior night here. I want to invite you all to the Media Center on March 30th at 9 a.m. Coleman Rudisill was offered an appointment to the United States Air Force Academy, and so Congressman Clyde will be there to do a presentation and a ceremony. So you're more welcome to come. 30th of this month at 9 o'clock in the Media Center.
Is his brother at the Naval
Army.
West Point?
Yeah.
Lucky Night Out, Bill would love to send a ticket, so let me know. Actually, let me do it, and then I can say I did something. Lucky Night Out is March 21st for our Booster Club. Diamond Day, we had a little over 200, right, Mr. Parker? Mm-hmm. Seniors sign up for, it's a senior adulting day. I like when Mr. Parker says we want our kids to be enlisted, enrolled, employed, and equipped. And so that's what this day is about. So we're really excited to have all 200 so kids. They'll go to Southside Church, and different kind of sessions. I went last year. There was eating on a budget, car maintenance, great time, and the kids get to eat too, and that's always feeding kids. So busy. Dance has a team showcase tomorrow night as well, right here. So please come to it as well. So it's busy. You can always find something to do at Jefferson High School when you get bored.
And are you going with the Germany trip?
No, sir. No, Miss Richmond.
Oh, you're going?
Right. Lisa. She texted me and said, how many euros you take? I went, none.
And I said, send me your packing list. And
Yes.
she did.
I did send her my packing list.
Be the mama bear.
That's right.
Well, good luck. Watch out, Will. Mr. Peter puts you. He always put me on the 3rd floor in hotels with no elevator.
Oh.
That's when you pay a kid.
Got a good strong son. He can carry
He
me.
can have it. There you go. All right, Ms. Piplo, how about the special ed?
We have lots of celebrations. We have 2 school psychologists. One of them had a baby. Kaylee Glass had her son, our second child, I think early March, late February. So our other psychologist is doing double duty a little bit. So we're celebrating that. I sit in lots of meetings every single day, but this week I sat in a meeting with one of our football coaches, and he did a phenomenal job. And what I will say to you is often things that are said are, oh, not here, but what you might hear out. They hired another football coach, and he's going to be a special education teacher. And it got me thinking about all the coaches that we have in our school system, and I appreciate that we have excellent coaches who are also, we make sure, excellent teachers. They do a great job. And so as I thought through all the people that I knew that were coaching and in the world of special education, I just thought, you might should know that, because sometimes you might hear something about, well, they're hiring a coach, but we really do have excellent teachers for our coaches. And then the last 2 things, I don't want to give the name of this student because I'm afraid that'll breach confidentiality, but I worked with Ms. Alexander and Ms. Hardy to nominate a senior for the Awards of Excellence, which is a special education award through the state of Georgia. We just nominated her this week. The next step would be to see if she wins for our region. So we'll just keep you updated on that. That was actually an award I had no clue existed. But we did nominate somebody. And the last thing is, on Monday morning when I came into work, I had a envelope on my desk, and you can look at this if you like. I only have one copy, but there was this magazine in there and just a thank you note to the special education department and Jefferson City Schools. This is a junior. Her name is Haley Love. She said I could share her story however I liked. And there is a whole article that she wrote. She has dyslexia, but she talks about how she had so many struggles, and then she found ag in 6th grade. And I know how passionate we are about kids becoming connected to something and having something that brings them to school. So I was just going to read you this tiny little bit. In the show ring, my disability fades away, and what remains is confidence, work ethic, and passion. I've come to understand that success does not come from fitting into a mold, but from discovering where you truly belong and giving it everything you have. And I belong in the livestock industry. But she does notate her 6th grade teacher who introduced her to that. So I thought I could share that with you.
And what magazine is that?
This is Stock Show Trendsetter. I have no clue, never seen this magazine, but it does say it's the industry's leading magazine of that. Alright, lots of beautiful photos. Yeah, maybe Miranda can tell us.
Awesome.
That is
So
okay.
great.
Ms. Savannah.
So we are gearing up for the end of the year in school nutrition. Very excited about that. I'm sure like everyone else. But I did just want to shout out a couple of my teams. First off, my middle school team is working very hard to make sure that we can feed all of our kids when our cafeteria goes away after spring break, and we are out now. So I think Ms. Knight for working with us. I think that the latest secretary gave us a classroom on that. We're very thankful for that because we will be able to store a lot of things in there, make that very easy for our staff. And then I also want to shout out my high school who got their health inspection today, and she got 100. So we're very excited about that. Lisa does an amazing job and has some wonderful ladies working over at the high school. And then also my academy, they also had their health inspection last week, and they walked away with 100 as well. So
Very good. All right. Got everybody?
Yes, sir.
All right. Tell us, where's Miss Dr. McMullen?
I think she's at an undisclosed location.
I know when I asked her, she was really vague about that. But anyway, we appreciate y'all filling in.
I think she's getting some good time away, and so
Well deserved.
well deserved.
All right.
While we're bragging on special education, I had a parent this week from Bear County a couple of weeks ago, and they are looking to buy in Jefferson just because of our SPED reputation and the job that we're doing. So thank you very much, all of you, principals too.
Well, it takes us all. We're very inclusive.
Yes.
Okay, good. Do I have a motion to go into executive session for personnel?
So moved.
And we're back on track.
It's quick with that.
Any other questions? Hearing none, all those in favor, signify by putting their hand. Thank you. Thank all of y'all for being here.
Thank you for the.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right.